Do you think you're a fast driver? Well, I guarantee you're making at least one of these 3 mistakes while driving fast. But I might be wrong, so make sure to watch the video and let me know in the comments below. Okay, so first we're going to be talking about corner entry. We can divide this into 3 different steps. Step 1 will be vision, step 2 will be braking in a straight line, and step 3 will be setting up the line for corner entry. So let's get started with vision. The less you see, the tighter the corner will be. For example, here we are approaching a corner and you cannot see anything past the corner, so it's most likely going to be a 90-degree turn. It's a very tight corner, you can see a lot, and for example we have another one here. It's opened up a lot more and you can bring a lot more speed through it. This is also very important because you will be able to manage how much braking you will need for the corner. The better you get at this, the faster you'll be able to drive through corners. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be talking about, you want to do all of your heavy braking in a straight line. Why? Because if you're turning and braking at the same time, you are splitting the grip in your tires. Instead of having 100% of grip on your tires during braking, you will have 50 because the other 50 will be going to the steering. And another thing that might happen when you're steering and braking at the same time, you have a higher percentage of getting either understeer or oversteer. So what happens when you brake? The load of the car goes towards the front. This means you're going to have a lot more grip at the front of tires, but you're also going to have a lot less grip on the rear tires. Meaning that the front of the car will be heavy and the back of the car will be light. If you have a front wheel drive like I do, this shouldn't be a big problem, but if you have a rear wheel drive like a BMW, this is when a lot of accidents happen because the rear of the car is light and also that's where the drivetrain is. Meaning you can quite easily get oversteer and crash the car. And why does braking in a straight line matter? First of all, it loads the front tires, meaning the car will be heavy at the front, meaning the car is going to be predictable and stable during heavy deceleration. The second thing is that it loads the front tires, giving you maximum grip. This means you're going to be able to brake a lot faster and smoother. And the third thing, like I mentioned before with the rear wheel drive, it avoids rear end instability. And now moving on to step number 3, which is setting up the line. When you're approaching a corner, just before entering, you want to be on the widest possible path on that corner, so you don't have to steer as sharply. You want to aim for the tightest point on the corner. This is known as the apex. This will allow you to cut through the corner, allowing you to keep your steering wheel as straight as possible. This is because when you steer, you reduce grip from the steering wheel. So the longer you can keep the steering wheel straight, the more grip the tires will have. And when you're entering a corner, you want to do one clean, smooth arc through the corner. You don't want to be adding or reducing steering. You want to do one clean arc. This is so that all 4 wheels will have even grip. So now we're going to be talking about mid corner. You want to hold the balance of the car that you set through corner entry. If you did everything correctly, you shouldn't be braking or adding any more throttle. Now what you want to do during mid corner is you want to be looking at the exit. You want to start looking where the road starts opening up. This will naturally guide your hands and keep your line very smooth. During mid corner, you want to maintain minimal steering angle plus speed through the corner. This is because any sudden movements, braking, adding throttle or anything like that will cause the car to lose grip and balance. Keeping a steady speed throughout the corner is going to keep your car very stable. A lot of tips and tricks about cornering is just about keeping the car very stable. So for example, if you can feel that the front of the car is pushing wide, what you want to do is you want to lift off the throttle to load up the front tires with grip. And if you can feel that the rear of the car is pushing out, what you want to do is you want to steer into the slide and keep the throttle steady. These are known as understeer and oversteer. The 2 things that you want to watch out for or do is you want to carry speed through the corner without adding throttle yet. And the second thing is that you need to be ready for the road to open up so you can transition into corner exit. And now we're going to be talking about corner exit, which is the last of the 3 points we're going to be talking about today. So at this stage, the car shouldn't be pushing wide and it shouldn't be sliding. You want to keep light, steady throttle to keep the car very stable. We're still not on the stage of accelerating out of the corner. This is just right after the mid corner. And now for a very important point that a lot of people get wrong is that you want to look where you're going ahead. So like in the previous point, you don't want to be looking at the corner entry. You don't want to be looking anywhere close to the car. You want to be looking as far as possible. So basically where the corner is opening up. This is very important because your eyes will guide your hands. As the corner is opening up, your hands will just automatically follow. This will be done in your subconscious. At this stage now, as you're exiting the corner, you want to be slowly adding throttle. Very important rule to remember here is that the straighter the wheel is, the more throttle you can add. As you're slowly unwinding the steering wheel, you can slightly add more throttle. So basically, the end point of both of these should be once the steering wheel is 100% straight, that's when you should be adding 100% of your throttle. This isn't a very big problem when it comes to front end cars like an Audi, for example, because you can't really spin out the back end. This applies more to people who drive rear end cars. This is because you have a very high percent chance of getting wheel spin, and when you get wheel spin you lose a lot of grip, meaning you can crash. And the last point here is that you should know your drivetrain. So for front wheel drive, too much power early on equals understeer. And for rear wheel drive cars, too much power early on equals oversteer. And this is how you can drive fast using corner entry, mid corner, and then corner exit.